When I tell you my speed reviews makeup drawer was overflowing because it's been over a month since my last speed reviews. So I actually feel like I'll have a second one coming not too far from this one. But for today's video, I'm going to be speed reviewing 31 makeup items that I have thoroughly tested in many ways, with many other products, with many other techniques, to give you my final review on. If you're new to my channel, I take a lot of pride in my speed review series to ensure that I actually follow up on products and test products, because every time I try a new product, it goes into my speed reviews drawer and it literally stays in that drawer until I've tested enough and feel comfortable enough to speak about it in a speed reviews and give you my final thoughts. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this is a Haus item that honestly is really expensive for what it is. This is the Plump and Juicy Vegan Collagen Spray-On Serum, and it's nice. I do feel a little bit of hydration here on my skin. The packaging is really weighty. Overall, this is it's a good product. I'm going to enjoy having it, but I'm not going to repurchase it. I have a lot of other sprays that I like better, honestly, that are hydrating. This is not a bad product, but I think it's expensive for what it is, and there's a lot of competition on the market, and this one just doesn't beat the competition, you know, it's not winning. So good product, don't regret it, but won't repurchase it. Okay, so honestly, this one has been in my speed reviews drawer for a long time, and the reason why I wasn't grabbing for it is because every time I wore this, there was going to be a risk that my makeup was going to pill. So this is the One Size Secure the Sweat Dry Till Dawn Primer. So why I like this: I am not an oily person, I am a dry skin person. However, I am a sweaty person, and I feel like this definitely helps my makeup stay better through the sweat. I live in Miami. I'm so sweaty, honestly, here. It's quite embarrassing. So a product like this is very helpful, and I do like it, and I do notice the days that I wear this, this does help. However, it's a risk wearing this because it can pill, especially if you apply too much. So my tip for you is to use minimal product and just press it into the sweaty areas. For me, that's my upper lip, that's along the forehead here. But yeah, I like this product. It helps with the sweaty issue, but honestly, it's not a perfect product. Okay, I have a re-review here. It's been about 5 years since I last reviewed it, but I love refreshing the reviews since the formula on this, I do believe, did change, as well as, you know, I'm much different than I was 5 years ago. So I repurchased the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. 5 years ago, I loved this foundation. 5 years now, 5 years later, I love this foundation still. It is a great everyday foundation. It gives a medium coverage, but it does have a buildable coverage. You can start off on the lighter side of coverage if you just blend it out in a really thin layer, but you can get up to a medium coverage. And the finish is very skin-like. It feels lightweight on the skin. This, for me, is a great example of a good everyday foundation that you know when you wear it, your skin's just gonna look good, it's gonna look even, it's not gonna look too heavy. So yeah, been loving this. 5 years later, it's still just as amazing. Dior does not miss when it comes to foundations, let's just say that. So the next product that I have is from Milani. This is the Tinted Under Eye Brightener in Peach. I actually really like this. It's very thin, it's very hydrating, and it does just slightly add that peach color corrector to the under eyes. There's a lot of different color correctors that I've messed around with. I would say typically I do kind of like a drier under eye corrector. I don't know, I like it to set down on my under eyes and then I put my more hydrating concealer over top. But this one almost feels like you're putting on an eye cream, so if you do like that hydration, I think this will be great for you. It's very sheer, but it does give enough of that tint to kind of color correct, so it's really nice for putting products over top. So overall, it's a nice color corrector. I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to reach it too often once it goes into my general population of makeup drawers, so it's not a must-have for me, but it is a nice product if you want that eye cream kind of feel when it comes to a color corrector. I used this all of December. This is the Yensa Super Serum Silk Concealer, and it really does have a nice silky consistency to it. I've never looked at my under eyes and thought that they looked bad when I wore this. However, it also doesn't compete with my favorite concealers, which sucks for this because honestly, this is a good concealer, but the issue is 2023 launched some of the best concealers ever. I'm still on a high from that crazy launch month of so many concealers that were amazing, that like if this had launched in 2022, this would have been a really nice concealer for me, but 2023 the competition got so tough that this no longer stands out, but it is a nice concealer, just not the best. Ooh, okay, so this was a holiday set that honestly was amazing from Tarte. I hope I convinced you to purchase it because I don't think you'd regret it if you had the money for it. I'm not telling you to buy anything, but it was a really good gift. But this is the Gift Wrapped Glow Man-Eater Cheek Plump Set. So pretty much the Man-Eater Blush and Glows from Tarte is amazing, and I feel like compared to what's popular on the market right now, this is the opposite of that popular formula. So what I would say is popular is like the really super pigmented liquid blushes. I like the Tarte ones because they are sheer, they are buildable, and they are really glowy. It gives such a glassy, dewy look to the cheek that's different than what is popular right now. I don't know how to describe it. It's a very unique formula. You can see in the demo, it's a sheer, easy to blend formula that just makes your cheeks look youthful, very young and plump. This formula, really unique, definitely an underrated product in Tarte's line if you ask me. Okay, I have a couple powders that I set with today. So first I have from Bobbi Brown the Vitamin Enriched Pressed Powder. I have it in the shade Yellow. I love this because of how light it is for setting the face. I think it's great if you have a drier complexion and you want minimal powder. This is perfect, as well as if you applied a lot of glowy products and you don't want to take too much away from the glow. This will mattify a little bit, but it is so thin that the glow will come back very quickly. The shade Yellow, while normally I don't prefer a yellow powder, it definitely doesn't translate as yellow as it looks on the face. One thing that this is missing in my opinion is blurring capabilities. It does nothing in the way of blurring. It really just kind of is a lightweight powder to set the face. I'm so bent on so many other powders in my collection that I'm going to be honest, this one doesn't stand out. But it's not a bad product. It's really thin, very lightweight, really disrupts not much on the face, so there is a place for this, and I think it's good quality, but I don't see myself reaching for it a lot more. I've also been using the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. It's not very banana-y. I like it because it's quite pigmented. It's great for structuring the face, really highlighting and adding contrast between bronzer and cleaning up areas. However, it is a bit drying, so for this, I won't set it with my under eyes alone. I would use one of my favorite under eye setting powders that's a little bit more smoothing, and then maybe go over top with this because this is more of a drying look. However, the pigment's really nice, and Essence is so dirt cheap that that little bit of an adjustment that I have to make this work doesn't even make me mad. So I actually really do like this. This is a good pickup from the drugstore if you're looking for something to highlight and add contrast to the face in that way. I have a collection of some new Haus Labs shades that I've been messing around with. So I wanted to mention the Velvet Bronzer in the shade Light Level 2. Initially, I had been using Light Level 3 in the bronzer from Haus Labs, and honestly, I do feel like it always looked a little muddy on me, except for in the summer, which is when I purchased it a couple years ago. So I recently worked with them and I had them send over Light Level 2, and this is the perfect winter bronzer shade for me. And honestly, I've been a lot lighter lately. I just haven't been going out in the sun really, and I've just been in the shade. So this year round is probably going to be a better color for me. I used to get very, very tan, especially like when I was a teacher and stuff. That's why everything's too dark on me. I'm still living in that delusion that I get really tan, even though I don't anymore. But anyways, I've given up. I need to start purchasing lighter shades, and this bronzer color, beautiful. I also picked up a new blush. Now this one is scary. This is Watermelon Bliss, but I picked it up to give me that really cold, it just snowed and I shoveled outside kind of look, and this is perfect. Now obviously I need to like just barely graze the surface with my brush to get the correct level of pigmentation. So it's definitely not made for my skin tone, I would say, but it still works for me, and I really do like the Haus Labs blush formula. So this is still a really good product, but I do need to be very careful with that color. But I picked it up for a specific look that I was going for, and it got me there. And then the last Haus Labs cheek product that I have is the Bio Radiant Gel in the shade Rose Quartz. So I picked this one up specifically to use as a bridge between my blush and my highlight. because obviously looking at this is not going to be a good highlight color on me. With a deeper complexion, yes, but not for myself. I'm like talking myself out of air right now. Okay, if you know, you know that Haus Labs has one of the best highlighter formulas on the market, so this obviously fulfills my expectations for quality, and the color has been perfect for exactly what I picked it up for. So I love it for that bridge between blush and highlight, or sometimes I'll just put it over a pink blush because I want the glow that this gives, and it's not too overpowering, surprisingly, because sometimes it can be too reflective. This has just the right level of reflection. I have a couple highlights from What's Up Beauty, which is an indie brand. They launched these Serengeti highlighters. These are not super new at this point. These have been in my drawer for a little bit. I love these highlighters. I haven't really wanted to take these out of the drawer because I've been enjoying reaching for them every time I've been reaching for a Speed Reviews product. These highlights are so amazing. There's Safari Sunset, and then there's also Wild Acacia. Wild Acacia is a little bit whiter, but yeah, the glow on this is so stunning. It's very finely milled. It looks soft on the face, but obviously quite beaming. This is a delicious highlight formula. I've been loving these and using them all the time and happy with them every single time. So that's all I have in terms of complexion. Let's move on over to eyes. We'll start off with the first 3 eyebrow products that I have. So I got this in a holiday set from Profusion. This is their brow palette. It reminded me how much I loved a powder brow. So I think these 2 at the top here are great for a powder brow, but this brow primer right here doesn't really do anything. I'm not in love with this. It gets the job done in the way of being a brow powder, but I wouldn't repurchase this again, but it would encourage me to purchase a brow powder, but not this one. So not the best formula, but gets the job done. Also have been using the Haus Labs Edge Precision Brow Pencil. This one is very, very nice. I think it's just a nice addition to their line. If you want to complete Lady Gaga's Haus Labs line and purchase the brow pencil, I don't think you'd be disappointed with it. Now, does it stand out? No. If you say, Morgan, I need a brow pencil, am I going to say you need the Haus Labs one? No, there's so many great ones out there, especially on the more affordable frontier, but if you want to purchase specifically the Haus Labs brow pencil, I think this one is very, very nice. It's a good brow pencil and I've been enjoying it. And then the last brow product that I have is from Essence. It's their Lash and Brow Gel Mascara. It doesn't do anything for my eyebrows. I don't use clear products really for my eyelashes. So pretty much this is nothing to me because it has no hold in the brows or anything. If you want something clear, I'd recommend maybe just picking up from e.l.f. They have a little $3 one as well. I'm not moved by this, personally. I have 2 eye pot formulas. You guys know I've been off of my eyeshadow palette game and onto individual products. So I have these 2 from Charlotte Tilbury that I've been messing around with. These are their Eyes to Mesmerize formula, which I am quite familiar with, but I messed around with 2 new shades. Oyster Pearl, which is a pretty kind of soft taupey color, and then Champagne, which is self-explanatory in the color. And I think that these Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize are so pretty. They're so satisfying to apply. They don't have the best longevity. They do crease on me. So I do find it's a simple fix though with these. A little bit of powder over top and then they'll last a pretty long time. But just be aware that there is a chance that these will crease on you, especially if you have oily eyelids. I can only imagine. Hooded eyelids, it's gonna crease on you. I have dry eyelids, but they're hooded. So I do get that crease and separation there from these, but a little bit of powder and you're good to go. The other formula that I've tried recently is the Just a Sec eyeshadows from Jones Road. Unfortunately, these aren't my favorite. They're more of a powdery formula compared to Charlotte Tilbury, which is a true cream. And I would think that the Jones Road having a powder formula would help with longevity, help with lack of creasing, but these fade so quickly and they also do separate and crease on my eyelids. I do prefer the Charlotte Tilbury formula. For me, these are also a little bit too sheer based on what you get and the color that you're seeing in the pot. lot. I simply am not really a fan of these, to be honest. The times that I've reached for this, I felt like I really had to layer it to get the desired pigment level that I was in search of, and it just didn't wear the way that I wanted it to. Now, I've really been enjoying this product from Lottie London. It's their Diamond Bounce Illuminating Highlighter. I do believe it is a dupe for the Fenty version of this, but I am happy having the Lottie London instead of the Fenty because I did declutter the Fenty years ago. But this I love as an eye topper for glimmer. You can just put a little bit of bronzer in your crease and then this on the eyelid and you have some glimmer. It's great for evenings or if you just want to sparkle, you know, and it's very mess free because you just use it right here. You can also use it as a highlighter. I think that's a little glimmery for me, but yeah, I've been really liking this. So if you just want a really thoughtless, pure kind of glimmer over the eyelid, it does have a little bit of a white base. I definitely recommend this. This is a great affordable find. I've been messing around with these Hard Candy Stroke of Gorgeous Color Liquid Eyeliners. Honestly, not my favorite. I do think that they fade and sometimes they can be either too wet while applying or too dry. I just haven't been able to get that happy medium perfect level of product coming out. What I do like is they have a great color range. These have like a metallic finish to them that is quite unique. Today I applied, what's the shade? I can't find it, but it's the brown shade, and it is pretty, but I do find that it does fade. I didn't have too much of an issue applying today. It's like they get the job done, but I really, unless you have a color in mind that they have, yeah, right? I'm also off of liquid liners in general, so just keep that in mind. And then I picked up a new shade of the Give Line It Up Gel Pencil Eyeliner in Acting Shady, which is a charcoal color. These are like my favorite pencil eyeliners at Sephora because they have a super creamy application, and then when they set down, they set. As somebody with hooded eyelids where my lash line will kind of go up into the folds of my eye, I don't really get any transfer with this pencil either. It's phenomenal. Charcoal is a unique color. I wasn't sure how often I would use it, and honestly, didn't end up using it a ton, but it's a nice neutral color to have. And then the last eyeliner I have are these L'Oreal Infallible Grip Gel Mechanical Eyeliners. I have them in a nude and a white. These are okay. I only use these in my waterline, and they do stay a respectable amount of time, but they also don't knock my socks off because they will eventually fade. If you cry, the color will go away. You will need to reapply these, but it's not bad. It's not a bad wear time, but it's definitely not the best wear time. And I like these because you don't have to like keep going over too many times to get it to show up in the waterline. So definitely a respectable formula, especially for the drugstore, but also not the best of the best. And then mascara, I have the Lash Extender from e.l.f. This is the tubing mascara. I really like how pointy the spoolie is here. It kind of stabs you, so you have to be careful, but it really separates the lashes. Overall, I think that this is a solid mascara. It doesn't come off quite as easily as some of my favorite tubing mascaras, but it still will come off with water. It doesn't do anything amazing in terms of length or volumizing, but if I do just want to throw on a quick tubing mascara, this is a good affordable option. So do I still prefer my Hourglass? Am I Thrive over this? Yes, but I do think it's a good affordable option. And we're on to the final category of lips. Oh my gosh, I feel like I went through a phase last year where I hadn't tried many lip products, and I feel like lip game is back. So many brands are launching particularly hydrating products for the lips, but let's get into it. I do have the two newish at this point holiday flavors from Laneige, their lip sleeping masks in peppermint and caramel apple. You guys know I'm a big fan of these. I keep them by my bedside. I think they're very nice. I mean, how do I want to say this? I don't want to hurt their feelings, but like, I've been a fan of the Laneige lip sleeping masks for years. But other brands have discovered that people want hydration for their lips, so they've come out with kind of their own versions of these, and like some of them are doing it a little bit better, and I might be preferring some of them, but that doesn't mean I don't love my Laneige. You know what I mean? So I still love these, and they do come out with the funnest, most fun, let me speak English, flavors. So caramel apple. What a treat. Such a unique caramely smell. And then peppermint does have a little bit of a zing to it, which I like. I mean, I'm not a big peppermint person, so I do prefer the caramel apple. But yeah, been enjoying these. Those were fun flavors. I also have pretty much almost exclusively the last couple of months. Sorry, I keep messing with... Ignore me messing with my hair. It's just so frizzy today. I keep looking at it and I'm like... The last couple of months, I've pretty much only exclusively been wearing the Rephr Ink Velvet Lip Liners because these colors, you guys, are amazing, and it has a nice, soft, creamy application. It doesn't give too much definition. It almost is like a soft blur kind of effect on the lips. These don't last the longest, though. I'll say that. For a lip liner, these ain't gonna last all day. But they're really soft in application, and I do like applying these with like lip oils and lip glosses, and they do wear off very gracefully as well. But if you're looking for longevity, which most people are with lip liners, these don't excel at that, so keep that in mind. This has been in my speed reviews drawer forever. I specifically put it in at a time that I thought that I would wear this a lot because it's a fall color. This is from Bare Minerals. It's their Mineralist Lip Liner in Mindful Mulberry, and I have to say, beautiful, beautiful color for the fall and winter. I wore this not a ton, but I am happy that I put it in the drawer when I did because it did come in handy sometimes, because I never thought I'd really use a mulberry color like this, but when it was in front of me, I was like, I can dig it, I can use it. This is a solid lip liner formulation, not knocking my socks off. It's not like my creamy to permanent. My favorite lip liner formulas are like Charlotte Tilbury and Pat McGrath because they have a creamy application, but they dry down and set and last all day. This one kind of remains soft all day. It doesn't really set, but it is a drier pencil to begin with, so it's like average wear time for a lip liner, which is not bad, and a good color. I think this is a good formula from Bare Minerals. Fell in love with the hype. It's right. The RHODE Peptide Lip Treatments, oh, these get me right. They're very hydrating and they give the prettiest glossy glows, and their flavors, phenomenal. Okay, salted caramel, delicious. Like, it literally makes my mouth water with how good it smells. I see the hype on these. In my head, I've been going back and forth, Summer Fridays versus this. I prefer the look of the RHODE. I think Summer Friday might actually be like the teentiest bit more hydrating. I don't know. I change my opinions on that every day. If you know, you know. But I love this. I love how thin the packaging is. I got some thin lips. Amazing. Love them. Also, have been very much enjoying the Rephr Beauty Effortless Lips. That's Ellie Glines' brand. A beautiful, soft, buildable formulation. Great for the everyday person that's not wearing heavy makeup because you can get a really sheer layer, but you can also build it up to get some more color. It's hydrating on the lips, just really easy to apply. Lily is such a great neutral color, but if you want a little bit of pizzazz, this is what I have. It's a little bit more mauve-y on right now. I have some of Dahlia. Really beautiful, comfortable formula that wears off gracefully, which I appreciate. And then, okay, I'm finally doing the final update on the e.l.f. lip oils, but nothing has changed. There's a ton of colors. These are really great lip oils for the drugstore, but they are not a Dior dupe. The consistencies are completely different, and I know they definitely were trying to dupe the Dior, and if you don't want to spend the money on the Dior, which, I get it, okay? I totally get it. I'm crazy that I will spend the money on the Dior, but they are not the same. They're not. These are thinner. Still like them though. $7, can't beat that. A drugstore lip gloss that I've really been enjoying from Essence, the Extreme Shine. So they're dirt cheap because they're Essence. These have more of like a metallic finish to them, but it's really pretty and really glossy and glowy. They don't look as pretty, I would say, on their own. You need like a base color with these, but I've been enjoying these. Every time I have on a lip and I finish my lip off with these, I'm like, my lip gloss is popping. Like, it just looks so good. I feel myself. This is one of my new favorite lip glosses from the drugstore. And then I also broke into these good old guys. Lancome Juicy Tubes. These are like the original Juicy Tubes. Anybody remember these? And I mean, I'm sure the formulation has changed over the years, but I've got to say, it's a bit thick. A bit Vaseline-y. I don't love the texture of these. However, the shine on the lips, I'm not gonna lie, really pretty. So I've actually been liking these. Not loving them, but I've been liking them. Because the glow is so pretty, you get a dose of nostalgia with these. They smell good, but they do have a closer relationship with that Vaseline. A very expensive Vaseline. I like them. Okay, and then the last lip product. I have so many unnecessary shades of the Peri Para, this is K-Beauty here, Ink Mood Glowy Tint. I've gone back and forth on these because I really wanted to like them, but I've decided I don't think I do. Like, this is one that I only need like 1 or 2 in my collection. It's difficult to describe. So these are a lip tint formulation. They stain. Let me say that. Sorry. These are a stain, but they have that gloss over top. But I find all of the stains, after they've been on the lips for a while, they look the same. But the gloss on top doesn't stick to the lips and it applies really uneven. You almost have to just wipe it off, otherwise you'll look kind of stupid. And then like I said, the shades, the stain looks the same. So I just feel like it's unnecessary to have so many, and the stain pulls really, really red. So I've tried so many times to make this one work for me, and when you see it, it's like a little bit warmer, a little bit softer, but that's not the stain that I get. It's like red on my lips, and then that changes the whole vibe of the look that I was going for. So like, this is a product where like I'd happily have one, but all of the collection, it's not necessary. It's just not the product for me. I'm sure it's good quality for what it is, but I even struggle describing what it is. So anyways, 31 items. Those are my speed reviews on those. A lot of average products in this one, I would say, where I'm like, I'll finish it, but I don't like it that much. But I'm happy because these can all now go into the general population. And like I said, since it's been a month since my last speed reviews, I'm looking at my current speed reviews drawer and I'm already ready to start reviewing some of those. So keep an eye out for that. I hope you guys are enjoying my speed reviews series and finding them helpful. Thank you so much for sitting through this video. If you've been listening to me talk the whole time, I appreciate you. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.